Hey everybody, welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan. I'm coming with you with my All-Star ballot with the YouTube does a Hall of Fame and they do Eric from Four Leaf does an All-Star ballot. Now, I know you're thinking, oh, this is going to be a boring video. You know what? Dude, I always think these are going to be boring too. I'm like, oh man, I got to vote for All-Stars again, or I got to spend time on a video voting for the YouTube Hall of Fame. Do I really want to do that? You know what? Initially I always be like, I don't want to do that. And then I come around because I watch a couple and I see the passion and I feel the joy, and like I listened to Orlando. It was today or yesterday. I already did my ballot before I listened to Orlando's, but when I listened to Orlando's, I felt the passion come through and him talking about each channel. I listened to others as well that it lifted me up is what it did. They weren't boring at all. They talked about each channel and each individual within that channel. Not the channel, the individual making the videos and the one talking. And that's where I'm going with this All-Star vote. I was honored, and it was a great honor for me as a collector, as a content creator. I'm not a content creator, I'm a collector. I only create content because I love sharing my collection. Like, it's so enjoyable for me to interact with my friends. So the votes that I have a criteria because I want to vote for everybody. I love everybody's channel, everyone's videos on certain times, but there are certain guys that I watch every video, and there's certain guys that have taught me something in the hobby, and there's certain guys that have changed the way I collect cards, and there's certain moments that hit me, and I want to shout those channels out right here. So that's what this is. So we got 6 coaches. Now Eric from Four Leaf does this, and it's a really neat thing. And I know this thing always just sounds boring and like, oh, I got to do that again. And I thought that too initially. Oh, I got to do another All-Star video. I got to do another YouTube Hall of Fame video. Oh, great. Oh, I'm going to be so bored and it's not going to be fun. You know what? I've had a blast watching some of these, and I'm telling you the truth right now. I'm excited to talk about these people and their channels, and I am literally, it's a joy for me. So I want to, hopefully you guys have fun watching this, because I also, I do that thing, I'll pass that one. No, I urge you guys to watch this because I'm going to talk about every single person on here. And I know as a human, as a friend on here, when my friends talk about me, I get giddy, I get excited, my heart starts pounding, and it means something to me. John Mangini did a video today, and he expressed his thoughts about how, it all comes down to nurture versus nature, but the way I came up and the way that I got, the vintage, why I collect vintage in graded form versus why he just collected them in non-graded form. He doesn't care. Why I started down the PSA 7 trail. It was a nature thing. It was in my nature because the people I interacted with at my local card shop, he was kind. The owner was kind, but he never spoke up. He never said, hey, I was looking at the vintage cards all the time. I was flicking through the dollar boxes and bringing them up to the table. But he never put a single word out. Never said, hey, you should do this or this. And when I go to the shows at my local malls, no one spoke to me. It's totally getting sidetracked here, but that's what this is all about, dude. These votes are so fun for me. And getting to talk about my friends. And John, thank you for that video today. It meant a lot to me. You're my friend. And I have a friend that was so similar to me. By ourselves in our room, collecting baseball cards, and then YouTube came along and we have other people that are crazy as we are. So here we go. 6. Well, we'll do the All-Stars first. Then we'll do the coaches. All-Stars. 15 All-Stars. First one I will shout out. Now, I would have voted for everybody. I watch a lot of videos, and I watch a lot of videos I don't even comment on. Because I just don't even, dude, I don't have time. Like, I'm sitting in bed, someone does a 5-minute video, for me to comment takes me 3 minutes. Grab my phone, like, I'm next to my wife. Do I really want to grab my phone? No, I don't. So I watch a lot of videos, and some of these guys might even be surprised they're on the list because I probably don't even comment on half the videos I watch of theirs. Okay, first one, right out of the gates, John 3D80s Kid. Man, love the guy, love his channel. I don't know why I love his channel. He collects so different than me. He's like, when he first did his whole run of tops, they were all off-centered. Like, all of them were off-centered. Eye appeal it didn't matter. It was all about the cheapest possible copy you get. But I loved watching him create his collection. And I enjoyed seeing every card. Whether it was I don't care if a guy shows an off-centered card, or an ugly card, or a beat-up card. I don't care, because it's not in my collection. I care how he shares the card, the passion that he brings towards it, and the thought process of him buying that card, and how he went after him. So John, like, totally opposite collector as me, totally opposite human being as me, lives in a totally opposite place as me. We're totally opposite humans. Like, all said and done, we're opposite people. But I thoroughly enjoy his channel. It takes me in a time travel back to my childhood. John 3D80s Kid, like 80s, the beginning. Don't ever change the beginning of your videos, John. Please, I urge you. I love it. I think your son helped you create that. Outstanding. John is a legend in this card community already because of how much time he spends making his videos, how much time he spent on Hobby Palooza. I love the guy. I had a little qualm with him in the beginning with the rookies thing he poo-pooed on. I thought he was poo-pooing me directly, but I've learned, just like, there's no one out there to get us in this little card community. And I've learned to take, like, videos like that, where as a friend sharing them, take it as a friend. I hate rookies, he says. You know, like, it wasn't pointed at me. It felt like it, just like Dave Blue Jacket, he's not pointing at me directly on the centering thing, and I'm getting less sensitive to those things because we're friends. And the more I'm a friend with someone, the more I can poke fun of them, and vice versa. So I'm trying to take less things directly pointed at me. Certain things feel pointed, and that felt pointed, and this felt pointed. But John, I love you. You've been awesome. Love watching the way you're collecting, and I saw you sell all your off-centered cards, and now you're going for better eye appeal. I love it. I feel like I'm a part of that. We'll get you on the rookie card thing soon enough. Trust me on that. Okay, this will take all night. Next, Peep Wax Packs. Josh, thank you for your videos. Thank you for being the way you are. I love watching your videos. I was turned on to you by Shane. And when I watch your videos, I've been inspired to buy cards. So thank you for that. I love it. Keep going. Hugo, Signs of the Pastime. I mean, his like cinematography and the way he does his videos, his documentaries. Dude, no one does them better than you. I've watched every single video you have put out, whether I've commented or not. They are the must-watch on YouTube. If you like documentaries, which I love of all things, guy goes to where Ted Williams was standing, where Mickey Mantle was standing. Me and my wife love going to museums. We went to Washington, D.C. right before COVID. We knew COVID was a thing. We think we both got COVID on that trip. One day she couldn't walk, had to stay in the hotel all day when we were in New York. But we walked Washington, D.C. for 3 or 4 days, went to every single museum we can hit, and we spent hours in those museums. And what I love and what my wife loves is when we have the history in front of us, where a chair where like George Washington sat, or like we just went like a couple months ago, or I guess it was more like a year ago, went to Oahu and stood where World War II ended, where they signed the document where it ended. It wasn't in Hawaii where it ended, but it was on the boat. things like that. Like, I love tangible. I love the to see, just like cards. That's why I love baseball cards. Hugo, you take us to those places and you show that in your videos and your passion. And I see you being influenced by my centering, and I think it's awesome. And I want that Johnny Bench 69 you have. I'm so jealous and envious of that card. I want that card. You found an incredible copy in the lowest grade possible. Dude, I haven't found one that looked like that since. All the way up to PSA 7s. Your PSA, I think it's a 2 or a 3. It looks better than all the ones I've seen so far up to a 7. Up past that, I'm not going to even touch those prices. But I'll spend $400 on that card. I just want a perfect one. Thank you for your videos and inspiration. You're on my All-Star team. Next, Orlando, Collector's Dream. Obviously, he's going to make it. I mean, he could be in the coaches category. He could be in the All-Stars, both. So I put him in the All-Stars. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, no doubt. Orlando, love you. I love hanging out with you. When I see you and my wife sees you, you're a movie star. You look like a movie star. You're like this really good-looking 50-year-old, maybe early 60s. Like, you're like a movie star to me. When I saw you, you looked like a movie star. You to me, you were like, you bring in this aura and the way you collect, and you've been doing it forever, and you've had this nuanced way you show cards and you share your collection and your passion. You're a guy I don't comment on so many of your videos because I put them on and I'm listening as I'm driving. And I'm like, dude, later to go back and comment, it's like, dude, it's impossible. So every once in a while I'll give a comment. I watch so many of your videos. I appreciate what you do for the hobby, and the person you are as a human is the most important. And I love you for that. I love you as a person. You're an incredible human. I cannot wait to hang out with you again at the National and be more comfortable with you than I was before, and give you a big old hug and just like, yes. And that card you gave me from the greatest set, the Goodwin's Champion set, that you have the greatest collection of anyone in the whole world on the PSA set registry, and you gave me a card from your set. I'm assuming it's a duplicate. It's on my wall. It is a treasure. It is a forever card in my collection. I will never forget it. I have it on my wall always. Just like the one from John 3D's kid. Frank Davis, like, unbelievable. Okay, thank you, Orlando, for everything you do. Theo, Clemente Collector. This guy writes me an entire letter. As long as full page, cursive, or handwritten, page in like a half. I hadn't even met the guy. Just watching my videos. Sends me a card that I collect of Freddie Patek, 69. Treasure it. Theo, you're an incredible asset to this community. You do awesome videos. Do I collect like you? Absolutely not. Do I want every Clemente card? No. But I love watching you only collect Clemente cards, not some usual cards. Like, we're going to get you into some different stuff here at some point. You're disciplined. To watch you, the way you collect, you are doing it correctly, because you have a family to raise. You got kids. I don't have kids. So every dollar I make, I could put to my baseball card, literally. I worked for 20 years, so when I go to work, when I literally work, I work for my wife, but I also have a business, and I still do what I did on the mainland, online, while I do all the invoicing. But every dollar I make can go towards my baseball cards. That's kind of the deal me and my wife have. Like, I'll pay the bills with part of mine. Hers will keep growing her business and adding to the pie. And then everything I do in my yard business and my clients there, I just straight to cards. Like, that's it. Like, it's awesome. Theo, you're so disciplined. The way I see you you do like one pickup a month. Blows my mind. And these rare, incredible stuff that will probably be worth a fortune one day. Love watching it. Love what you do. Love the time you spend. Love your personality. Keep telling those kids they suck at basketball. I know you're a coach. Yeah, they all suck. Kids suck at sports. It's crazy. When they're like 5, 6, 7, they're just not good at it. Till later. Theo, thanks for being you. Keep going. You're my all-star. Dan Old Sarge Collects. The guy has turned me on to some awesome baseball cards. Guy has sent me care packages that you wouldn't believe. I have one on my desk right now. I can't wait to share with you guys. Just recently, I have a card that I got from Dan. No, I didn't get from him. I purchased, but he sent it to me. He goes, dude, this card might be the first surfing card of all time. It's from 1890, 1893. I bought it. I sent the guy an offer, but I'm like, why am I sending this guy an offer? It's $15 from 1890. I sent him an offer for 10. Why? I don't know. Stupid. 2 seconds later, I just said, buy it now. Why would I want to miss a chance to own the first surfing card? I got it yesterday. I showed my wife. It's this guy with a plank, and the back talks about Hawaii. And I'm going to share the card, so I won't go deep into it. But Dan, Old Sarge Colette, thank you for what you've done. Thank you for serving our country. Thank you for putting out videos, and thank you for care packages. I love how you're collecting and how you're okay with, look, I don't have this attachment to these cards anymore. I'm going to sell them. I'm going to move on to these ones. I'm fine with that. Like, I'm not the guy, I don't do what you do on, so to speak. Like, 99% of the cards that I buy, I plan on keeping forever. But then I realized the eye appeal, now I'm selling those, but I want those cards back. But I'm also okay with, like, you get over some, you want another card more, you have to use the money. Where are you going to get the money? Within your collection. And we don't have endless money. So I totally love the fact that if you want to sell cards from your collection and buy others, I love it. I love watching your journey. Thank you, Dan. Drew, clean, cheap shots. Like, I didn't know who Drew was. I saw John, that 70s show at the National, and Drew was next to him, and Drew handed me a base that holds, it's a custom base with a slab cut in it, slab holder. Ever since then, I've been watching Drew's channel. Love watching what he picks up, but my favorite videos of his, he did this interview with a professional baseball player, which was awesome. But my favorite videos of Drew's are when he buys cards, he sends them into PSA, tells us what his grade he thinks they are, but he buys cards from Greg Morris raw, which I've always thought was crazy. I thought people buying Greg Morris cards are out of their mind. Why are you guys buying these cards from this guy? They're costing more than they are graded. Well, the proof's in the pudding. Drew puts them to the test. Hint for another one, Greg coming up. Drew puts them to the test. Let me make sure we're still filming. So I want to make sure. Yes. He puts them to the test. He shows us before and after cards that he's purchased from Greg Morris on eBay. And you know what? I'm telling you, the proof's in the pudding. I think you guys are overpaying for Greg Morris cards. I think you guys should be buying raw vintage cards from guys that have lower feedback or random dudes, not Greg Morris. He's had so many already come back trimmed and altered, not because Greg Morris didn't catch them, but also the grades aren't accurate. They're all over the place. One here, one off, one down. Drew is just as accurate. Buying wherever he gets his other cards, just as accurate. So, I mean, I love it. I love those videos. To me, I literally have a huge stack that I haven't sold on Whatnot. I'm going to try and send them to Greg Morris if he accepts them. They're already graded in my other slabs, the card saver slabs, because he's going to get the most money. He's going to go way more than me. I don't think it's worth buying from Greg Morris, my opinion. And Drew, I don't know, you keep buying them. I watch your videos and you're proving me otherwise. So keep going. Love it. John P. Collects next, All-Star. Absolutely. Love his videos. Love when someone shares every single card up close and personal and talks about why he bought each card, or what's wrong with each card. I love nitpicking. He does it all. He doesn't just share a card, move on. No. Each card gets a moment in its space. And I love the videos where John is sharing sharing the auction house videos. He finds some cards that he likes and he follows those all the way through. I love those videos. Fascinating. And then he was going to quit doing them, and then I discovered them, and I'm like, dude, keep doing those videos. I love them. I love seeing what these prices go for on these auction houses, because I've made bids on auction houses. I've never won a card. One day, obviously, I'm going to move to auction houses. At some point, I'm going to make my first purchase and go down that rabbit hole. But I'm an eBay guy. I've always been an eBay guy since 1999, 98. All right, so John P. collects, and I'm going to share his buddy in crime, Steve. Vintage on vintage. Love Steve. Not because he's bought cards from me or whatnot. No, I loved watching Steve's videos way before that. I love same thing. He does the same style as John. They're very similar. They do a show together. They spin this wheel. $25 they get to spend on one guy. I love those videos. And Steve has sent plenty of my cards that he bought from me in for grading, and I love watching them come back. Some are higher, some are lower, some are the same. It's a crapshoot. I have an opinion, like the PSA guy, like the SGC, like Greg Morris. Dude, telling you, that is the best part about grading. It's all opinions. Let's buy the card, not the grade. Forget the number. Steve, do what you do. Love your videos. Love you. And I met you at the first national I went to. I wish I would have talked to you for 6 hours, but I didn't know you well then. It sucks. I wish you were there now. I talked to you for 6 hours. No, John's going. John, I met him at the first one too. I was trying to talk to so many people that if I didn't know you, it was tough to like sit and talk for 6 hours. I was trying to talk to everybody. This year, diving in deep. Paul, fast breaks and breakfast. Paul and Leah. Paul, even if it's just you in the future, if Leah gets over cards. Love your channel. I have been inspired from you. I just recently was inspired from you. Bought that Walter Johnson from 1948 Topps Magic cards. I never would have bought a card from that set. But now I have it included in my Topps run. Love it. Love your videos. Love listening to you talk about baseball cards in your collection. And I love Leah chiming in. I hope she keeps collecting. I hope she's still interested. I love listening to her comments. Next guy, Lou Rock TV, All-Star. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Lou Rock because he's already a Hall of Famer. But I know he's not supposed to be in the All-Star category. But I couldn't help it. Dude, he had to go somewhere, and he's not my coach because I don't collect a lot like him. I haven't been inspired to collect a card because of Lou Rock. We collect Yankees. But he loves OC cards. I don't love OC cards. We go after different things. But Lou Rock needed to be on my All-Star team. Eric, if you don't count it, you don't count it. Lou Rock, I watch every one of his videos. I love watching his videos. Always have. The way he talks about cards, the way he shows his cards, the way he goes from his face into the close-up. Just love a different perspective on the hobby. And he collects sticker autos, which I would never collect sticker autos in 100 million years, and he is passionate about it, and I love it. He collects off-center cards, literally the exact opposite of any cards I buy, he's buying. But the same card, but a different form. I'll buy the auto, pack pulled like he loves, but I'm going to buy it on card, and I'm going to make sure it's from one of those sets that are older, or I think is really special and unique autograph. I'm not just going to buy any autograph, and I'm not going to buy a sticker auto. But Lou Rock, thanks for sharing your passion. Can't wait to hang out with you and meet you in the flesh. Cannot wait. Next one, almost done with the All-Stars. Mookie Chilson, All-Star. Could have been Rookie of the Year. All-Star. Love your channel. Love the Mookie Minute. Love that you share your face now. I love everything about you. Can't wait to meet you. Can't wait to hang out with you. Your channel is amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Ray from Philly, another Hall of Famer. Man, I think Eric, you just did an update. You said, I don't want no Hall of Famers. Too bad. You're getting a Hall of Famer. Why? You said pick your favorite channels. Picking my favorite channels. Ray from Philly, he's one of my favorite guys. Every month he'll send me a text. Hey, how's it going, Dylan? His Hall of Fame card voting that he created, my favorite thing on YouTube. Way more favorite than my All-Stars and my YouTube Hall of Fame. No. Me being able to pick a baseball card, that's why I'm on here. I want to talk about baseball cards. Picking my favorite baseball card to go in the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. There's no such thing as the Baseball Card Hall of Fame until Ray from Philly came along and invented it and created it and puts his time and effort into it. Ray, you're my hero. Keep doing it. I love it. It's my favorite thing in the whole year. Favorite thing to vote for, and I'm going to promote the heck out of the next card next year. Robin Yount, thank you, my friends, for voting it in. It meant the world to me. I got teary-eyed when I heard it. I couldn't make the live, but I listened to it after, and it just meant the world to me. That card made it in. It deserves it. I don't know if I had influence or not. It should be right next to the Brett. It's one of the greatest cards in all the hobby, most iconic. Thanks to Ray for making it up. My favorite thing on YouTube for voting. Keep going. Okay, 2 rookies of the year. Brian, High Pop Professor. Just keep doing what you're doing. He's brand new. He's been here for like 3 months. I watch all his videos. Totally different. He's a refractor collector, 90s. I'm a 2000s guy. But I love listening to him. I love his brain. Love the way his brain works. It's freaking awesome. Fascinating. Keep doing what you're doing. Hammer 44. Rookie of the year. It's a no-brainer. His videos are incredible. Makes me want to go back to my childhood. I time travel back. I time travel back. And just like Rob, time travel. I wish I had 3 votes. Just take me right back to my childhood. Right back to sitting on the curb with my other 2, 3 friends. And we would just be sitting there bored. What are we going to do today? Like we did in the 80s. With our bikes laid down on the lawn. And then we'll go do what we're going to do. And find out what we're going to do. And we all do it for 7 hours straight. Best time of my life. I mean, every day is the best time of my life. I love now. The best time of my life is right now. It is. I am one of those guys. I am an optimistic type of guy. So don't follow me into anything because whatever I go into, I think is the greatest thing in the world. So Hammer 44, I know who you are. Appreciate what you do. Can't wait to meet you. See you soon. Keep doing what you're doing. 6 coaches. Maybe the most important thing in the whole thing. Because the coaches, here's how I rank the coaches. The coaches, I didn't look up what coaches mean. Coaches to me have to teach me something. And or inspire me to be great, to better myself, and in this case, better my collection. So these are my picks right here. These guys have inspired me to, I made this a few days ago, okay, because there's someone on this list that means a great deal to me. Hint, it's on my shirt. But he wasn't on my list because of the video he made today. It's already on there. First one, Pepino Man Caesar. He inspires me and influences me to enjoy baseball cards for what they are. I hate to use the word escape because I'm not trying to escape anything. I love everything about life. I love life. I love it. I love my wife. I love surfing. I love my friends. I love my parents. I love my wife's parents. I love everything about life. When I get kicked down, and we had a tragic, traumatic event happen last about 4 weeks ago. Worst thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. In a moment. I'm not going to share it, but I can get through that because I'm just an optimistic person. I'm going to get kicked in the nuts. I'm going to get back up. Now, maybe there is things worse than what I went through, but never in my life have I gone through something that I went through like that, but I'm sure I will go through worse. But I just like I like optimistic people. I like to be like, yeah, I love it. And so Caesar, Pepino Man, the one he does his videos, I'm fired up to look at my baseball cards. And I love it. And it makes me want to go look at my cards, and it doesn't matter what condition, shape, price, anything. Because you guys know I love talking about price of cards. I love it. Since I was a kid, since not even the Beckett, before the Beckett. Before Beckett existed, there were other types of Becketts. There were price guides. The second I was looking at baseball cards, I had those, and I was highlighting the cards I had, whether they're 5 cents or $1 or $3 or an $8 Jose San Francisco from '86 Fleer. Shout out to Bruce and Hugo. Like, that's what I love about cards. I love knowing what a card's worth. But Caesar is a great leveler for me. Just look at some baseball cards. Licks his Sandy Koufax rookie card. Okay, keep doing what you're doing, Caesar. I love you. Can't wait to meet you. Next one. I mean, I am probably going to go on too long. But John Mangini. I learned a great deal about collecting and cards from my friend now. My friend, John Mangini. We collect differently, but yet the same. And he did such a great video today I'll tag that in. Well, I'll just tag him. Go find his last video. We grew up in different times, but different places, had different life experiences, and he brought up nurture versus nature. And he's a nature guy, and I'm a nature guy. I think nature has so much. Is it nature? Nurture? Nurture or nature? Nurture, I guess, is the word I'm looking. Nurture. Nature is what you're. I don't know. Are they the same? Whatever. Your environment, okay? I went where I went. The card shop I went to, the card shop owner didn't speak to me very much. I think I said it in the beginning of the video. Just didn't speak to me a lot. And anywhere I went, I didn't talk to the dealers, or they didn't talk to me. I was shy back then, believe it or not. And they never make it a point. Where Mangini, the guy was outgoing as a kid, or he had someone talking to him about cards or about sports. I had none of that. No one was talking to me about sports, that's for sure. No one in my family likes sports. Okay, we didn't watch anything. We watched the World Series, maybe a game, the Super Bowl part of it, probably, just because we had, like, my dad would buy things from his work and watch, see if we won, and the Indy 500. Those are the ones I remember, and the Rose Parade. You know, maybe the Rose Bowl. But no, baseball was not part of it, except for the fact that I loved baseball, and I watched baseball on my own, and my dad would take me to all the games I wanted. We watched tons of Angels games, but they didn't care about sports. John Mangini maybe grew up in a different atmosphere and had people telling him about vintage, or he just learned it on his own. Maybe he was more outgoing than me as a kid, probably. I've changed. I'm outgoing now. I don't care who I'm talking to, the president or you. I'm going to talk the same. I'm going to be me. It's who I am. John, thank you for inspiring me and to think about cards differently and make my head think. Make my brain think about things. Love it. Love you as a person. Love what you do. I cannot wait to hang out with you. And I'm just like thrilled out of my mind to hang out with you again, because last year we hung out and I secretly just wanted to hang out with you the whole time. You're like my hero, hobby hero, okay? You're the GOAT. You're my GOAT. Not that you're my GOAT friend of all my friends on here, but you're my GOAT hobby guy. And we collect differently. I love center baseball cards. You just love great looking baseball cards, if it's off center or not. You're the GOAT of the hobby, of the card world, because you know all of it. You love all of it. You cherish all of it, and you've been deep embedded in it by yourself, so you've made up your own decisions, like I have, before we got influenced and brainwashed by the community. Keep doing what you're doing, John. Next, Shane, Shoebox Legends. Man, I could say the same thing about Shane as I just did about John. I'm going to put Shane as the GOAT of the modern hobby. For me, modern cards being anything that isn't vintage, but he also collects vintage. Shane's one of my greatest friends in life, which is crazy to say. Talked to him on the phone for about 2 minutes one time. Literally 2 minutes. Text message every day. I don't text message my best friends that I grew up with my entire life every day. What are we going to talk about every day? But Shane talk about cards 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I want to meet him in the flesh. I want to hang out with him. We are very similar in life as well. And he's inspired me to change my collecting more than any single person on YouTube ever has and ever will. He has literally taken half of my budget and taken it towards modern cards. And I love every second of it. I am enjoying all the cards I have coming in more than I ever have in my life. Thank you, Shane, for your videos and your knowledge in the hobby. There's no one that has more knowledge than you on a set-by-set basis. I think than you, maybe John. I'm sure there's others. You know, I guess Dave Blue Jacket, you can't deny that. He was in it his whole life with his dad. Probably has more knowledge than anyone in the entire hobby altogether. Maybe Dr. Beckett and Rich Klein. I don't know. Who cares? But Shane, you're my hero. You're up there with John Mangini as my hobby heroes. if there's anyone I'm going to trade a collection with, there's no one I'd rather trade my entire collection with, one for one, than Shane. Period. Now, Adam Splendid Sports would be my second, just because I know the value he has. But Shane on a equal playing field basis, I feel like, straight up, boom, only guy I'd ever do that for. Blindfolded. If I had to, he's the guy I would have to do it with. And I'd probably keep 95% of the cards, which is crazy. Next up, on my 6 coaches, 2 more to go, guys. Adam Splendid Sports. Have I been more influenced by anyone else in the hobby? Probably not, because he's my co-host. I mean, dude, I wouldn't be collecting modern cards or PSA 10s or if it wasn't for him. I love our Turn Back the Clocks. I love the discussions that we go after each other on things. We have different opinions about a lot of things, but yet we also kind of come to this marriage of like, we have the same opinions as well, and we bounce them off of each other. And I think we always seem to come to the middle ground on how we think. Like, he's a huge 90s fan. I'm a huge 2000s fan. I think 90s have run their course. I think 90s have been like, dude, they're so high already in price and so up there that I just think that 2000s are so much cheaper, astronomically cheaper. And yes, they're not as glorious and iconic as the 90s, but to me, they have more nostalgia. But to me, the values in the 2000s. So we can discuss that all day till the cows come home. We'll come to a medium term on both our brains, and we'll see each other's points. That's what I love. Adam challenges me in this hobby, and we have these great... The only way that I'm having these discussions deep like this is on Turn Back the Clock, and that's with Adam. And Adam gave me the power, and I don't want to... It's not called power, it's called confidence. Adam gave me the confidence to speak the way I'm speaking now, because he came to me and asked me if I wanted to do a collaboration, and he was my hero before this. Interviewing guys, I listened to every podcast of his. I mean, and he's like, I want to do a podcast with you. Let's do a combo team. You want to team with me? Dude, I just got on here. Adam, thank you for everything. Thank you for the confidence. Thank you for giving me the confidence to talk about baseball cards the way I see them and the way I'm collecting, and be okay with sharing my thoughts about it. I'm okay with being wrong, and I'm okay with putting my thoughts out there, because in the end, it's baseball cards. I'm okay with being wrong. All these centered, low-grade baseball cards are worth the same or less in the future. I'm fine with it. But what you made me do is confident in myself. You gave me confidence to express my opinions. So thank you, Adam. You're my coach. You're my hero. Another hobby hero. There's 3 already. Come on, these heroes. They're all my heroes. Last one. Final. Adam Vintage Sanctuary is my coach. Got the National in 2023. And I spent some money already. And this guy shows me a Joe D rookie card from 1938, XRC, and the Beckett XRC. I don't even know what XRC means to this day. I don't even care. Dude, a Joe DiMaggio with scribbles card I thought was $100,000 when I was a kid. Thought it was $100,000 today. He shared it with me. He was at the table wanting to buy it. What do you think of this? I was just like, I told him in that moment, if you don't buy this, I will. I was like, dude, he has showed me so much. We have different eye appeals. We have different eyeballs. But that's what I love. I want my Topps cards centered. I won't budge. I won't budge. Now, it can be slightly off-centered if it's just sharp as a tack, and I bought it in the past, and it means something to me, or if it's given to me from a friend, like, I'm keeping those forever. Like, I love them. They're sharp. They're cherry. Like, there's cards that mean something to me, never leave. But any cards that I buy for my collection that I'm buying, Adam makes sure he keeps me level-headed. And when it comes to those super older ones like that, like, something's got to give. I can't buy a perfectly centered Babe Ruth card, Joe D, because it's going to cost me an arm and a leg. The premium is there already. I think the guys buying those are more seasoned or something maybe. And the low grade, I would say the low grade collectors are more seasoned collectors than high grade collectors. I think high grade, not all, across the board, not all, but I think high grade collectors are guys that just got in the hobby and or they just have a bunch of money. They could buy high grade. I'd buy high grade too if I had unlimited funds, because you could buy them blindfolded. You could buy a 9 and 10 blindfolded. You can't buy 2s blindfolded. You can't buy a 1 blindfolded. You can't buy a 3 or a 4 blindfolded. You need to use your eyeballs. Adam has taught me to use my eyeballs. Whether you love centering or perfectly sharp image and sharp tack corners, like Adam likes sharp corners, sharp image. He just likes a good looking card overall. It's okay if it's off center. He keeps me grounded in that aspect. And he's taught me that I can go after these giant grail cards because I can look for those 2s. I can use my eyeballs and I can give on a certain thing. That's what I love. And he's a newer collector in baseball cards. Not collector, in baseball cards, vintage baseball cards in the last 2 years. And it gives a new perspective. You can have someone who's brand new at collecting something and have a different opinion, and it could be a perfect, correct opinion. Whether a guy who's been in it for forever, someone like me, and say I was still into 7 off-centered and you kept listening to me forever, man, I would have been wrong. Or at least I changed my opinion now. I would have been wrong. Now I changed my opinion. I could still be wrong. But you need to just let people... Let your brain do the decisions for you. Listen to people, all of them, and just have fun with it. Adam, thank you. Freaking best, man. You've been here. You've been sitting here. You've sat right here, looking right out here. I mean, that's it. That's what I got for you guys. Those are my votes. All stars. Thanks, guys, for listening. Appreciate the time you guys have spent with me and let me be myself and sharing my collecting thoughts and some life thoughts with you guys. So, till next time. Be inspired, don't be influenced. Shaka.